Hey, everybody on Facebook and YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about the law of attraction and it being a conscious choice. So, a lot of people blame outside circumstances, other people, the president, the governor, the boss at your work for how they think, feel, and act. And so I am here to tell you that you have choices, and it is a conscious choice to be happy. And you have to make that, and you have to work at it in the beginning before it becomes habit. Because right now, if that's what you're doing, your habit is to complain and blame and be miserable. So if you want your habit to be grateful and take responsibility and be happy, you have to start somewhere. And it starts with little tiny things. It starts with waking up in the morning and doing something you enjoy. And if you're like, well, I don't have any time in the morning, get up 20 minutes earlier. Get up an hour earlier. I get up between 4 and 5. This morning it was definitely closer to 5. In fact, I think it might have been a little bit after 5. But there's mornings when I get up at like 3:50 and I wake up and start my day. So it's up to you. It's not up to your boss. It's not up to the government. It's not up to your family or your friends. It's up to you to make time for yourself to do something better, to start your day in a better way. If that's sleeping in, if you're more of a night person than a morning person, then do what it takes to be able to be that night person. Get a swing shift job, get a night shift job. Like, there are choices. I was just chatting with my son's friend. If you're watching, you know who you are. And he works in retail and he's frustrated. He's frustrated with the public. He's frustrated with his coworkers. And I'm like, you have choices, kiddo. And he's like, no, I don't, because of, the pandemic or whatever. And I'm like, I'm 49 years old with responsibilities and I have made the choice. You are 19 with no responsibilities. I mean, other than an apartment and a few little bills, like, you have the choice. I have freedom of my time because I've chosen to have a business that you can do that. So it's all about choices. And those choices aren't going to start out huge. You need to start with small little choices, like getting up 20 minutes earlier or staying up 20 minutes later, or applying for one job a week that's a swing shift job so you can sleep in the morning, or applying for a morning job, at a bakery or something so you can get up at 2 in the morning. Like, whatever it is, and I'm just putting that out there with like your job and whatever, but it's just like, you have to start your day in a happier way to become a happier person. One of my little quotes that I came up with when I was coaching someone was, you can't have that shiny thing that's over there when you're throwing dirt on everything that's over here. So that's another thing. You have to be grateful for what you have. If you have a vehicle and you'd rather have another vehicle, be grateful for what that vehicle does. Even if it breaks down every once in a while, it's still getting you where you need to go. Otherwise, it wouldn't be your vehicle. It would be, in the junkyard. So, excuse me. So, gratitude, making small choices in the beginning, making new habits throughout the day. If you are a regimented person and you want to do exercises, find things to do exercises with to use the law of attraction to your advantage, whether that's vision board, whether that's affirmations, whether that's writing things down, whether that's reading every day on something that influences you and inspires you to do better. And then go throughout your day and remember, when you get into those frustrated spots, oh yeah, I'm making a conscious choice right now to be happier. So instead of being frustrated or hopeless or irritated or pissed off, what is something that I can do to feel just a little bit better? And, like in traffic, which I've mentioned before, is one of my pet peeves, or things I need to work on, is, when that person in front of you is going slow or forgets their turn signal or needs to get into traffic because they forgot to merge, 2 miles back when the sign was there. Like, think about what their situation is. Maybe their kiddo dropped the juice cup and they missed the sign, or maybe they are just a jerk and they want to, cut into line. But why be a jerk too? Like, two wrongs don't make a right. Like, just let them in and take a breath and just be like, okay, it's all going to be fine. I'm still going to get there. This one person is not going to ruin my day. And so you just have to start making those little conscious choices. Like I said, happiness is a conscious choice. Happiness is not a destination. Happiness is not something that someone else is going to give to you. Happiness isn't about who wins the election. I mean, we all have our favorites, but my life isn't going to be ruined or change on who becomes president or who becomes governor or who becomes my mayor or who becomes my state representative. And some people will say, Shelley, yes, it will, because it'll affect your taxes and it'll affect, the laws, and it'll affect the environment. And it's like that, all of that stuff I put into my vote. And if my vote gets outvoted by other people, then that's the democratic system. And I keep going on and moving on and being responsible for my life on my terms. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to get wound up in that. So you have to make a conscious choice on your own to be a happier person, period. No one's going to do that for you. Your husband's not going to do it for you. Your kids aren't going to do exactly what you say. They're their own people. They're going to do their thing. Your boss is going to keep telling you what to do, whether you like it or not. And your only choice there is to change who your boss is. I've changed who my boss is for years, and it's me. So sometimes I like that and sometimes I don't, but you just have to take responsibility, and you have to make that conscious choice. And you have to know that happiness is part of the journey. It's part of right now. It's not over there. It's not over there. It's not with that person. It's not with that president. It's right here where you're at, in your house, in your room, in your car, in your clothes, in your shower, in your bed, whatever, in your kitchen, whatever it is for you that makes you happy, that's what you need to focus on. When you, like I said, you can choose to complain and to blame and to live miserably, or you can choose to be grateful and talk about what great things are in your life. You can take responsibility for your life, and you can be a happier person. And are you going to get contrast? Are bad things going to happen around you and to you? Yes, they are. But you're going to notice them less and less, and you're going to bounce back so much faster as you start making this a habit. When you go out on the road and you get behind a slow driver, you're like, this guy's probably keeping me from an intersection up here where maybe somebody was going to run a red light, and I'm missing it because this guy in front of me is going slower. The universe has put this safety net around me. When you start thinking like that, instead of, oh, this guy's such a jerk, why is he going so slow? Oh, of course he's old, or of course he's, on his phone or whatever. And we all do it. We all get frustrated with situations like that. But when you can start to pull back and go, wait a minute, maybe he dropped something. Maybe he's just super cautious. Maybe he's super old and nobody can drive him to the store, and this was like his once a week trip and he's scared to death. Put some empathy into situations with other people. When you're in line at a store and the checker is just being horrible because they, have had a horrible day, compliment them. Just say, hey, I've worked in retail too. And even if you haven't, I mean, I have, but even if you haven't, like, oh, it must be hard, days like this when people won't wear their mask, or it must be, I feel ya, or, I really, really like your earrings, or something like that. Like, just say something little to make somebody's day. It's so much better than to just like be like, oh, that checker was such a jerk. What the hell's their problem? Like, that doesn't feel good. And then you walk out of the store all irritated and pissed off, and then you're just going to attract those crappy drivers, and then when you get home you're going to lock your keys in your car, and like, it just snowballs. So wouldn't you rather it snowball in a positive way? And that's what you have to do, is start making that conscious choice to think, feel, and act better. So when you get into those crappy situations, you can pull back and go, oh, okay, it's better to be a better person. It's better to be nicer. It's better to do something that feels better. It's better to, act from a better place. When you're making choices and taking action from a good, solid, happy place, the outcomes just roll out, and they're just better than expected. Again, with my everything happens better than expected, that is just a phrase that leaves things so wide open. And whenever you're frustrated, you can just repeat that. Everything happens better than expected. You got a job interview, everything's going to happen better than expected. Does that mean you're going to get the job? No, that means that the universe is going to either teach you lessons or give you the perfect job. So, and even if you get that job and you're like, oh, this didn't work out, but I met Bob over here whose sister owns a deli, and I really want to work in a deli, so now I get to work in a deli. Like, that's just how life rolls. It never stops. You're never going to get to a place of like total bliss and satisfaction. You're always going to want more. You're always going to be striving to be better and happier and want more. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all going to be doing that until we take our last breath. So make that choice. Okay, I'm going to go. Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany, I need to get a hold of you. I'm going to message you on Facebook because I have more clothes to give to you, and I just want to chat with you about it. So, you guys all have a great day, and happy Tuesday. I'm making tacos because it's Tuesday. So I'm making chicken tacos tonight, and I guess that's it. If you are on YouTube, hi, Kim. If you are on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up. That helps my, algorithms or whatever. Subscribe on YouTube. It's Creating Happy Mondays. If you're on Facebook, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey, everybody on Facebook.